We're here at the King of the Hammers. Happy to be here. If this was 2 weeks ago, I wouldn't have been here because a couple months ago I was diagnosed with throat cancer.
It's Friday, it's race day. We're happy to be here. I didn't know that we were going to be here because of all the things that Larry's been going through with his cancer treatment, but this was a goal, and we're here.
I got a referral to the ear, nose, and throat doctor, and the doctor looked at me for a few minutes, stuck a tube down my throat, pulled it out, and said, I'm going to recommend that you get a PET scan immediately. I'm going to do some biopsies on Monday, and I think you've got cancer. So, I was expecting to get some antibiotics and get sent home, and to get the news that I had cancer was pretty surprising.
And it was kind of a shock, Larry's a healthy guy. He works out every day, takes vitamins every day. He's always taking real good care of himself. So to hear that he's got throat cancer, that never smoked, never used tobacco, I think was almost life-changing for us. You go through all these emotions, and at the end it was just, okay, it's time to fight.
I just finished up radiation and chemo a couple of weeks ago, and again, if this race was a few weeks ago, I probably wouldn't have been able to make it out here. I was still very nauseous. I still had second and third degree burns on my neck from where the radiation had destroyed my skin. So timing is perfect. I'm here watching a race, which I didn't think I was going to be able to do even as short as a couple of weeks ago. So we're pretty happy we're here. Very excited to be here and watch my car race.
But to see him in his element, I think has been really good for him. But it's been hard, for him to talk a lot, and he's got dry mouth, he's got to carry water with him all the time. But I think this was the best medicine, was for him to be here this week, absolutely.
King of the Hammers is a tough race on an old guy anyway, but an old guy with cancer, it's going to be a really tough race. So we started thinking that I was probably not going to be able to race it, and I thought, who do I want to put in my car?
And our first choice that came to mind was Rob McCacherin. And, they raced together in 2010. Larry has great respect for Rob, and he's an excellent driver. And then Lance is a good friend of ours, so we thought that he would be a great co-driver. He would have the time to be able to come and spin with Rob in the rocks, and you do some pre-running together. And it seemed like it was a good fit. Rob
jumped in my car after I thought I had it tuned perfectly, and got it to go 10 miles an hour faster down the sand wash than I could. So already has made some improvements, so I think we made the right choice with the drivers we picked. So it's a little different being here instead of being in the race car. I think it's even harder to be here than in the race car, mostly because you just don't know what's going on. But it was much nicer this morning at the start line. I have a horrible time with my nerves at the start line. It's horrible for me. That hour in staging just drives me nuts, and that first 5 miles of the race drives me nuts. I didn't have to do any of that today, but I still think I'm just as nervous as I would be if I was in the car. They qualified really well. They qualified in 17th spot. The car was running great. So the race for us ended rather quickly. We about race mile 21, they had a tranny overheat, the electric fan burn up, and then got a part out to pit 1, had another driver bring it out to them. They got it fixed, went another, 20 miles, and the second fan went out. So, no, it just overheated at that point. So they put more fluid in it, got out to aftershock, which was like race mile 63, and that's when the second fan went out. They lost all forward gears again. So at that point, we didn't want them to go into the rocks with no chance of keeping the tranny cool. So we called it at race mile 63. No, it's barely, but we only put an inch in there. Crispy's still in great shape other than the tranny. We didn't have any time to go out and really test and find these problems out. But now we have a better idea what gets hot, how to make it cool again, and we'll take care of all that between now and next season. Get some more miles on it. Might do some of the local races, but we're really focused on just the King of the Hammers race. feel pretty confident that we've beat this cancer, but the tumor has definitely shrunk. The earaches went away about a week or two into the treatment, so I know that tumor has shrunk enough to take the pressure off the nerve.
I think that he's handled the treatment perfectly and stayed right on top of it to help him heal as fast as possible, and we'll just move forward.
My goal is to be cancer-free and back behind the wheel of Crispy next year at King of the Hammers.